Last time on Alt+Shift+Nerd.
Hello neighbors, we'll be discussing Dream Vortexes today. This is basically continuing or picking up where we left off in the last video and explaining a plan within a plan against Morpheus. So yes, he was imprisoned, and that's part of what we discussed last time. And we discussed how that came to be. And now we pick up the continuation and ripple effects from that. First, however, we have to discuss dream vortexes. They come along once every 1,000 years or more, and when one emerges, it's usually within an individual. It can ripple outward into nearby mortals' dreams, focusing them together in a type of shared dream experience. And the more this happens, and the more this continues, the more that the boundaries between the dreaming for each individual unravel and start to threaten not only the dreaming, the dreamer, and the dreams. When Morpheus was imprisoned by Roderick Burgess, many individuals fell into a comatose state. Humans were unaware of what influenced this happening, labeling it as a sleeping sickness, as they had no other explanation, essentially. Unity Kincaid was a woman who fell into this deep slumber, from which no one could wake her. She was to be the next Dream Vortex, yet due to her suffering this deep disorder, this sleep disorder, while Morpheus was in prison, the manifestation of the Dream Vortex was passed down to another generation. Now, you also have to keep in mind that something happened while Morpheus was in prison and these people were in this sleep state. But Unity specifically, she was visited by this man with golden eyes who seduced her and proceeded basically a form of rape, impregnating her. Since she remained in her condition, a makeshift birth had to be had so that the child could be born, and then they was placed in adoptive services. This was Miranda Walker, who would go on to give birth to Rose and Jed Walker. And it is Rose Walker to whom the Dream Vortex manifestation was passed down to ultimately, given the complications going on with Unity. Unity Kincaid eventually awoke from her slumber sometime after Morpheus found his way free of imprisonment at the hands of the Burgess family. She found that she had slept most of her life away and decided to look for her daughter and any other family she might have, and discovered she had grandchildren. And so she tried to basically regain her life at that point. And that's when all this stuff started coming together and converging on Rose Walker, her granddaughter. All of that was a brief explanation, basically to understand what comes next, in case you missed this or was confused completely by it in the series, because some of it was a little more subtle. Now, if Unity had become the Dream Vortex, Dream would have had to kill her. Dream Vortexes are the only mortals Morpheus is actually allowed to kill, based on the rules of the Endless and the threat that the Vortex poses for the dreaming and beyond. This would have been the end of that storyline if Morpheus just killed Unity and life moved on, ending the threat of the Dream Vortex. However, this is not the case, and Morpheus was faced with killing Rose Walker in Unity's stead. To Morpheus, killing Rose Walker, who could not control the Dream Vortex's power, and the people around her, their dreams started bleeding into one another's and threatening the dreaming, as previously stated. And it would have been it would not have been out of status quo for him to have to kill her to end the threat of the vortex. Yet therein is where the hidden trap was set for him. It was a plan within a plan, the backup plan to take down Morpheus that we discussed in the last video. Another rule of the Endless be that they cannot spill the blood of another Endless, lest the fates and higher forces come down upon them, heralding their destruction. Since Unity mentioned the one who impregnated her was a man with golden eyes, Morpheus realized what was actually at stake here, and this was no normal Dream Vortex situation. He could not kill Rose as a normal Dream Vortex, as it was Desire who gave birth to her mother, with Unity making Desire Rose's grandmother, and Rose a family member to the Endless. If Dream killed Rose, he would spill family blood, and the Furies would reproach him as the kindly ones, and become the end of him. So there you have it. Desire's plan within a plan to bring Morpheus' demise through tricking him into thinking he would be killing a Dream Vortex, as he usually is allowed to without consequence, when in reality he would have been killing a relative of the Endless, ushering in the most dire of consequences. Instead, Rose passed down the Dream Vortex energy back to Unity, who agreed to die in her place. Unity wasn't of the Endless family blood, so her dying would go as it initially was supposed to. And this would unravel the web Desire weaved and set everything back on its proper course, for the most part anyway. What did you think of this storyline in the series? What did you think of Desire and her attempts to bring her brother's realm to ruin? We want to hear from you.
We better hear from you. Use BR Peeps, you knows.
Guess what?
You flushed your toilet and a portal to hell screamed open. Again?
Because you tried to flush a Ouija board, but that's not what I'm talking about. Sandman Season 2 has been greenlit and announced, with scripts being finished prior to the writer's strike that went on in Hollywood, though was affected by the Actors Guild strikes. There have been setbacks, though Neil Gaiman has stated that Season 2 is on the way and shall continue production after the Actors Guild strike. However, it may not be delivered in the same format as the first season. The release date has been targeted for late 2024 or early 2025, as long as current Hollywood strike isn't extended too much longer and that no other delays surface. So I hope you guys are excited as we are for Season 2 of Sandman once it actually releases, but it is in the works.
And we'd be excited about the Sandman Season 2 confirmed. So keep coming back to us for more of our pretty faces and sparkling personalities. Well, my personality anyway. Oh, and for our videos on the Sandman, Stranger Things, gaming vids, all that.
Yes, subscribe, talk with us in the comments, and like this video and help us build this channel together.
See you again real soon.